The difference between a stencil and a mask, best demonstrated by this Dina Wakley product, which is called Mask Plus Stencil. This is a stencil. The part that has come out of this stencil is called a mask. Stencil, mask. This is a piece of watercoloured paper. This is called lifting. Alright, this is a baby wipe. Wet, damp, baby wipe, not wringing wet or anything, just damp. And all I'm going to do is, make sure I've got my stencil where I want it. Now I'm just going to rub away. This technique will also work on water-based inks such as distress inks. Works very well on distress inks. If you want to help it along a bit, just a gentle spray with some water, just to you're reactivating the water, the watercolour, pardon me, and then lifting it away with the baby wipe. I hope you can see that. Can you see that? I'm actually going to stencil them using a stamp. So what I have here is a Kaisercraft clear stamp. It's called Dictionary, either Dictionary Meanings or just Dictionary, I can't quite remember. And I have it on the plate out of the Kaisercraft stamp press, the large one, and it's thin, and as can you see, it's flexible. It will flex, it will bend, and that's quite important for this technique because we have to get the image to stamp through the stencils. So if everything's too stiff, we won't be able to press into the design. So I've just inked it up with a dark dye ink. I've got it all over my fingers as well, of course. And then I'm just going to line it up over a butterfly. And because it's all clear, I can see through it, and I'm going to apply pressure over the hole in the stencil to transfer the ink. Woohoo! My first butterfly. Need to use a stencil with a large opening. This won't work on a stencil with a very small design. And I would also say the stamp that you choose is also quite important. It should be quite dense to allow for the design to be seen in only some parts. Oh, how am I going to do this? See if that'll work. Actually stand up and give it some. Ah, that one's worked good. Okay. Texture paste. One of the most common things to use with stencils. It's usually white. Well, actually, I think it's always white. I don't think I've ever seen texture paste that's not white. But it can be coloured with paint, or as I'm going to do here, with acrylic inks, which are highly pigmented. So if you mix paint with a white texture paste, you're going to get a tint of that paint, and quite a dramatic one, whereas inks, being so densely saturated with their pigments, you end up with something a lot closer to that original colour. Crafters Workshop one. I might cover up these, put some numbers up in this corner. Alright, my texture paste, and you just scrape it through. And that will dry to a, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but the texture paste sits on top of the page in a dimensional way, so once that's dry you'll be able to run your fingers over it and feel the texture that it's left behind. Do not let this dry on your tools, you will never get it off. I think that I've actually had texture paste on this saucer before here, because I've soaked it, and yeah, it's not coming off. So wash up as soon as you can. Don't wash it down your drain though, I don't believe that's a very good thing for our wildlife, so just get some rubbish out of the bin and scrape it all up.